It is the appointed time. It is 6:30 and it's time to give you the results of the News 18 Ipsos exit poll. We will be doing this phase-wise and keep you updated on the tally between the NDA, the UPA and others. So remember, phase-wise is what we're going to be doing. First up, the methodology. 199 Lok Sabha constituencies were chosen across 28 states. Now, out of these 199, 4 to 6 assembly constituencies were zeroed in on, and these 6 polling stations were chosen for each assembly constituency. So the sample size is over 1.2 lakh voters. Again, 199 Lok Sabha constituencies across 28 states, and the sample size is about 1.2 lakh voters. Joining us now as we break the first cut of the CNN News 18 Ipsos poll, Gopal Krishna Agarwal, spokesperson of the BJP, Sanjay Jha, spokesperson of the Congress Party, V. Anant Krishna, associate professor of the Sikkim University, also with us, Arun Gilly, election analyst. Phase 1, that's the number on your screens, 91 seats on offer. That was the projection, that was the number of seats that went to the polls as part of phase 1. The NDA projected to get 38 to 42 seats. That's the big number. 38 to 42 seats for the NDA, 4 to 7 for the UPA, and 44 to 46 for others. Now, if you just break this up versus 2014, the NDA in 2014 got 36. So the exit poll projection is that the NDA will do better than 2014. 38 to 42 is what is being projected. In 2014, the UPA got 8. The projection in this election is between 4 to 7, so which is pretty much on par with the performance in 2014, and 47 versus 44 to 46 is the number for others. So again, on par as far as the projection for others is concerned between 2019 and 2014. That's the overall picture, the all India phase 1, the NDA 38 to 42. The first big state, that is the crucial battleground of Andhra Pradesh. Will Chandrababu Naidu hold his own? That's the big question. That's the Andhra Pradesh projection. The TDP, Chandrababu Naidu's TDP, expected to get between 10 to 12 seats. Remember, in 2014, it was 15 seats. The YSR Congress expected to get between 13 to 14. That's the exit poll number, 13 to 14 seats for the YSR Congress. 8 is what they got in 2014. For the BJP, they could open their account with a seat. They got 2 in 2014. So of the total number of seats in Andhra Pradesh, 25 seats all went in phase 1. The TDP and the YSR Congress, it's a neck-and-neck battle if you go by these exit poll numbers. That's the big story there coming in as far as the crucial state of Andhra Pradesh is concerned. Even on vote share, if you go back to the 2014 number, even on vote share, there was almost a sort of neck-and-neck vote share performance there for the TDP as well as the YSR Congress. Let's move now to the other battleground. That is the battle for Telangana. The TRS projected to get between 12 to 14 seats. That's the 2019 projection. Remember, the TRS got 11 of the 17 seats in 2014. The BJP expected to get 1 to 2 in Telangana, and in 2014 they had 1 seat. The Congress expected to get 1 to 2. In 2014 the Congress had 2. The AIMIM expected to get 1, and similar number for 2014. So that's the story as far as the 17 states seats of Telangana is concerned. The TRS projected to get between 12 to 14. Remember, they had 11 in 2014. The BJP 1 to 2. They had 1 in 2014. The Congress 1 to 2. They had 2, and the AIMIM 1, and that is what they had in 2014 in their kitty as well. And we will now move to the state of Uttarakhand. That is breaking next on the News 18 Ipsos exit poll. Remember, these are the phase 1 states. So let's bring up Uttarakhand for you. The BJP projected to get 4 to 5 seats of and in 2014 they had 5. Remember, Uttarakhand has a total number of 5 seats on offer, so it could be a sweep as far as the BJP is concerned. The Congress may or may not get a seat. The projection is maybe a seat for the Congress, but it looks like it is a repeat of 2014 all over again for the state of Uttarakhand. They had all 5 seats and the News 18 Ipsos exit poll does project 4 to 5 seats for the BJP in Uttarakhand. So let's very quickly take you through the big headlines coming in at the end of phase 1. It looks like a potential cliffhanger in Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh, 25 seats on offer. YSR Congress 13 to 14, the TDP 10 to 12. That is the one big takeaway as far as the first phase exit poll results are concerned. The second big headline coming in from the first phase exit poll results. The TRS is seen as taking a big lead in Telangana along expected lines. 17 seats on offer in Telangana. TRS projected to get between 11 to 12 and others 5 to 6. The other key state of Uttarakhand, it looks like it will be a sweep for the BJP once again, a repeat of the 2014 performance. The BJP expected to get 4 to 5, the Congress perhaps 1. So regional parties are holding the BJP-led NDA back. Andhra Pradesh could be a potential photo finish. Telangana TRS holds the aces and the BJP is seen sweeping Uttarakhand. Let me bring in our guests. Let me go across to V. Anant Krishna, Associate Professor at the Sikkim University. Also with us, Arun Giri, an election analyst here with us. Mr. Anant Krishna, what do you make of the first cut of the first phase?
I mean, there are just this sort of clarification that I would sort of seek. Who are the others? Because if I recall, a large number of these parties that were part of the BJP front in 2014 that excluded the ADMK. So, I mean, have you actually factored in the ADMK into the others or into the NDA? That is number one. And I'm not too sure if the figures, let's say from Andhra Pradesh, are sort of, have factored in the loss of votes that Chandrababu was facing thanks to Pawan Kalyan and the Janasena party. So it's basically going to eat into his votes. So I think, the 10 to 12 seats that is projected. However, I mean, let me just say that, having said that, this is an election which is going to be constituency to constituency, I do get this nagging feeling that, there's a little more, I think, the TDP expectation is a little more, expectation from the TDP is a little more than what probably can be seen on the 23rd of May.
Okay, let me bring in Dhanya Rajendran as well. Dhanya, I've taken you through what the first cut of phase 1 suggests and the two crucial southern states of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. As we pointed out, the big headlines coming in, a potential cliffhanger, or so it seems, in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Let me get your take on that one, because what we've seen is Chandrababu Naidu parlaying with all opposition leaders from Rahul Gandhi to Mayawati to Akhilesh Yadav in the hope of being able to put a coalition of some sort together. What do you make of the numbers?
Well, I had traveled quite a bit in Andhra. The sense I got was that in January or February, it was Jagan Mohan Reddy all the way. But things seem to have changed a little bit, I think, towards the end when the campaign really picked up pace. Of course, a lot of factors may have helped Naidu. One is because many people wanted to keep the status quo, the pension, etc. But like Mr. Krishnan said, if the numbers are going to be correct, as these exit polls are predicting, then one thing is for sure, the Janasena party has split the vote. So whatever core vote Naidu had may have remained there itself, but Janasena could have split the anti-incumbency vote or the vote of the youngsters, which may have instead gone to Jagan, but that's been split and Janasena has taken a few of those votes. That's the only way I could really explain that Naidu goes on to retain actually this many seats in Andhra Pradesh.
Okay, that's an important factor, and we'll try and get Rahul Verma to comment on that. He's the psephologist and the resident pollster on this. I'll get him to comment on those numbers. But a quick take from you, Dhanya, on Telangana as well.
I think there was... Can you just give me the numbers? Because I did not hear clearly what Telangana numbers were.
So Telangana, the TRS projected to get between 12 to 14 versus 11 in 2014. The BJP between 1 and 2, the Congress 1 and 2, and the AIMIM 1 seat. So clear advantage for the TRS.
On expected lines, that's more or less an lines that AMM, OIC would retain a seat and the TRS would obviously win more than last time. TRS leaders were talking about perhaps 3 or 4 seats where they had an inkling of doubt that perhaps they may actually lose the elections. So if they don't, and it's only 1 seat that the Congress can get, and the BJP retains a seat that is high, I think that's no great surprise. But I'm wondering which is that 1 seat which the BJP is supposed to be winning in that poll. Is it the seat which Bandara Dattatreya had last time, or is it a new seat? A lot of TRS leaders on the ground were really saying that for the next election, which is 2024, or even the Telangana elections to come in 2023, the BJP may actually be the second opponent as far as the TRS is concerned, because the Congress is more or less decimated in that state. Unless the Congress builds their party back, it looks like the BJP really is opponent number 2. So in Telangana, I think more of the numbers, the vote share could be an interesting story, but more or less a very predictable state. TRS was expected to sweep Telangana.
Yeah. You're absolutely right on that. This is along expected lines, the story as far as Telangana is concerned. Rahul Verma, let me come to you with the question. Explain to us a little bit about the factors that you've seen at play. We're only giving the first cut, which is phase 1, and we will, of course, build it out over the next 30 minutes and bring you the results of phase 2 and, of course, all the way to phase 7 as the evening progresses. But, to the point that V. Anant Krishna was making, he expects this to be a battle that is constituency by constituency. It's 29 elections, not one national election, so to speak. Was that indicative through the results that you've been able to put together?
So I think the first phase result basically suggests that this is going to be like 2014, where it wasn't a state by state or seat by seat election, but sort of a national mood in favor of the BJP. And it's not just about 2014. I think what we are increasingly witnessing, even in 2009 election, that the old model of 90s where you had states voting in very, very different direction and you used to get a very fragmented verdict.
Okay.
In 2009, there was at least like a surge in favor of the Congress. In 2014, you saw a surge in favor of the BJP. And the first phase basically suggests not much has changed either for the BJP or for the Congress.
Okay.
Whatever the changes are taking place is basically within the category of others. So, for example, in Andhra Pradesh, it seems that the YRSCP is gaining ground instead of Telugu Desam Party.
Okay.
Even in Telangana, what it seems, as Dhanya pointed out about the vote share numbers, what it seems that TDP is losing ground there, which is being basically going to some part to the TRS and some other parts to the BJP. Okay,
so you're saying that this is pretty much a repetition of the kind of elections that we've seen in 2009 and 2014. So the days of a fractured, indecisive verdict, those days are over. It is going to be a decisive verdict.
That is correct. If the results, what we see in phase 1, if this holds across phase 7, we are going to see almost a repeat of 2014. Even if you don't get the same numbers, what it is suggesting that there was a coordinated national campaign and people are voting in a national election where the state level issues or constituency level factors are not that important.
Okay, constituency level factors are not that important. Gopal Agarwal, that will be music to your ears, what you've just heard there from Rahul Verma, because that was the entire narrative of the BJP, that this is one nation, one national leader, and vote for Prime Minister Modi.
Definitely, I came to your channel that time also. We said that we are going to win handsomely. People are supportive of Modi ji. They want a decisive leadership, and the opposition whole campaign, if you compare the campaign, finally this is just an exit poll, but still this is a manner on which shows what will be the things are going to be on 23rd. But still, if at this point of time, we should definitely discuss the campaign which BJP did and what the opposition did. And the way they had completely, in the end, they came to just denouncing election commission and talking on various issues, etc. That itself shows that frustration, the way they were taking things in their hand, law and order in West Bengal, or abusive languages that they were continuously going on with the for the Prime Minister. There is one part, and other is the well-managed campaign of Bharatiya Janata Party. We had direct connection to almost 25 crore beneficiaries over the various government schemes over the last 5 years. It was a concerted effort by Party President Amit Shah ji to connect to all these beneficiaries directly through the BJP workers and to establish the last mile connectivity so that they get the benefit was one important factor. I think that will definitely have a large impact on the this election outcome. And second was the nationalism or the approach which BJP or Prime Minister had on the national issues, national security, the issue on terrorist or air strike. All these issues are definitely created a narration which supported BJP at the ground level, and people wanted a decisive leadership, the government which performs. I think this is a healthy sign, and we are happy that our efforts will definitely play on the ground on 23rd.
As Gopal Agarwal pointed out, this is an exit poll, so with all the caveats attached to it, that verdict day, this may be reflected in the numbers, it may not. We've got exit polls right, and we've seen exit polls go wrong in India. But that apart, this is the clear trend that the News 18 Ipsos exit poll is projecting as of now. You know, Rahul, I want to very quickly ask you about the kind of vote share improvement that the BJP is expected to see in this election, because that will then determine how decisive the verdict will be.
So at the moment we have just seen the results of phase 1. It seems like if the BJP's vote share has increased, it means their vote share is also increasing. Especially we know that at least in 2 states, in fact 3 states, BJP is going to make bigger inroads. Bengal, Odisha and Tripura. These are new territories for the BJP. And if BJP manages to hold on to its base in other parts of the country, what we are going to see an increase in BJP's vote share as well.
An increase in vote share. He's keeping the suspense going just a little bit longer. Won't give you the number just yet. But before we get to phase 2 and the projections for phase 2, let me bring in Arun Giri and Nasir Salim as well. Nasir, you know, from what you're hearing, the first cut of the exit poll, and yes, we do have 6 more cuts to go through, but on the back of it, would you be concerned?
You know, I'll tell you, Shireen, not really actually, because, you know, if you look at the way exit poll predictions have been happening since 2004 and in 2009, the only time when they got it right was in 2014. So, you know, frankly, not at all worried at the moment, because I mean, you know, UP, as you know, went through 7 phases of polling. So this is just, you know, well, it just gives you a sense of direction. But, you know, I mean, I wouldn't give too much of importance to it at the moment. But yes, obviously, you know, one of the key facts that always come up, Shireen, in each time an exit poll comes up, is the methodology they use to actually, for the data, that they actually get the sample size and all of that put together. So that has its own set of errors. But we're not worried, because as I told you, there are 7 phases in which UP has gone through all 7 phases. So let's wait and see what are the predictions of the next other 6 phases.
Okay, we'll get to the other predictions in just a bit, but let me get in a word from Raj Reddy of the YSR Congress. Raj Reddy, you just heard me take you through the numbers that the News 18 Ipsos exit poll is suggesting for the state of Andhra Pradesh, the TDP 10 to 12 and the YSR Congress 13 to 14. That's the projection.
Yeah, as you said, Shireen, so it's basically, this is obviously an exit poll, and as we all know, we have gotten exit polls right before and wrong as well plenty of times in Indian electoral history. As far as we are concerned, we are very, very confident that the numbers for us will be no less than 22 in as far as our MPs are concerned. I think there will be a landslide victory that you're going to see on the 23rd when the results unfold, and we are very, very confident because of the effort that our leader has put in. He has walked like 3,600 kilometers for 14 months, and there was a huge anti-incumbency that we could see on the ground, and our leader was the only hope for the Andhra Pradesh. So I'm very, very confident that these numbers will not be reflected on the day of results, and will be will pay much better.
Okay, well, I just want to point out that the numbers that we're projecting for the state of Andhra Pradesh, these are the 25 Lok Sabha seats. We're not talking about the assembly performance because that is not a survey that by News 18 and Ipsos. What we're talking about is the 25 Lok Sabha seats on offer. Arun Giri, quick headline from you on what you make of the first cut.
The first cut very clearly shows AP is close between Jagan and Chandrababu. Some were thinking it would be a Jagan sweep. At least this exit poll doesn't show that. And the fact that NDA is getting 36 to 38, I did see the Uttarakhand figure at 4 to 5. But if I'm not able to see any other figures for NDA in phase 1, it means the Vidarbha which went in phase 1 would have gone possibly for the NDA. So I don't know which other state the NDA is doing extremely well in phase 1. But if they are getting 36 to 38 in phase 1, which wasn't their strongest phase by any stretch.
Yes. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It wasn't expected to be their strongest phase, but the numbers seem to suggest otherwise. Rahul, you want to very quickly respond there to Arun's point on where is the 38 to 42 coming from?
So most of the seats BJP had last time was from UP, parts of Bihar. So I think there were like at least 14 to 15 seats there. BJP is making some gains in West Bengal. So that's how, and basically holding on to its base in Maharashtra. So that's how these numbers stack up to 36 to 38.
Okay, Arun, so you got it. Holding on to the base in Maharashtra. You've been talking about the possibility of a surprise in Maharashtra. The exit poll number doesn't suggest so. Yeah.
Not at all. In fact, if Congress, NCP aren't doing well in phase 1 in Maharashtra, quite unlikely that they'll be doing better in the other phases, because Vidarbha is where the farmer distress, the rural distress, farmer suicides have been the maximum. So if the Congress NCP is not reviving in Vidarbha, where they've been completely blanked out in both 2014 as also in 2009. So BJP Shiv Sena has swept Vidarbha for 2 consecutive elections. And if we go by phase 1 figures, it looks like the 3rd consecutive election, at least going by the exit poll where they were. But more important, Shireen, is that it means if the NDA or the BJP has done well in phase 1, it also means they have done well in Western UP. Because Western UP, which is the Jat belt, went to vote in phase 1. So it means that they've done quite well in Western UP, where SP, BSP, RLD was supposed to be or is supposed to be a formidable alliance, at least on paper and in terms of arithmetic.
Well, that seems to be the headline coming in from the exit poll, and Rahul confirming that not only is the BJP managing to retain its ground that it covered in 2014, it's also making inroads into states like West Bengal. Well, we are going to take a quick break, but we're breaking the numbers for phase 2, the exit poll numbers for phase 2, News 18 Ipsos numbers coming up right after this very short break.